Hello, everybody. Today I would like to talk about the Sound of Freedom. This is just my impressions of the Sound of Freedom, what I thought. I just wanted to share that with you. Uh, Please excuse my makeup again and excuse my face. I've gotten a batch of poison ivy, which I did share on my little community thing, but I'm not even convinced it's poison ivy. I'm not sure what this stuff is. It's poison something, but it's left me with a swollen eye that I can't seem to shake, and then I don't know if you can tell the discoloration on my cheeks, but I did decide to put a little bit of makeup on today and try to present myself to do a video. The thing is, when I put anything on this, it literally burns. So probably as soon as I'm done with this, I will go take everything off. This has been a challenge for me. It's all over my face. My eyes were swollen, almost shut. Those are better, thank God. But I've got it in between my fingers. So if you can see a little bit of the red there, that must be where I pulled the weeds. I think my days of pulling weeds are come to a fast end. Because honestly, I don't know what poison ivy is. They say leaves of 3, let them be. But I'm thinking this is something else. Poison sumac. There's another. I ended up in the doctor's office, and there's another flower or something out there that I guess people are having problems with. And I'm beginning to think that's probably what I got. It's a yellowish type weed. And I do remember pulling them. And like I said, when you pull, like I don't use gloves. Big mistake. So I'm suffering. This summer for me seems to be a season of suffering. I'm just going from one thing to another. I get a couple days of feeling well, and then I get smacked with something else. And so it's kind of wearing me down. And story of, I guess, a cancer patient's life, our immune systems aren't that great. And I think my immune system is getting a little beat up. Add to that, we are in the midst of a heat wave. Starting today, the heat indexes will be 100 plus all the way till, I believe, till Friday. So we've got about 4 days of this. I may just hide in my room. But anyway, let's get back to my topic. I have a tendency, if you guys haven't figured that out by now, I have a tendency just to go all over the place. But, so, the Sound of Freedom. When I heard that this movie was coming out, I had made the decision to not go see the movie. My decision to not see the movie was based on what happened to me as a child. I didn't want to be triggered. I didn't want to see, even though it's acting, I didn't want to see a child be violated or hurt in any way. I mean, not just sexually, anyway. I don't want to see anything like that anymore in my lifetime. I don't want those pictures in my head. It's my own personal choice. I just can't deal anymore. So that was the reason I made the decision to not go see The Sound of Freedom. Well, then an online friend had mentioned that she had went to go see The Sound of Freedom and recommended that everybody go, not walk, but run. And so I messaged her and I asked her, was it graphic? Did it show anything that could possibly trigger or, be not pleasant to see? And she said no. She said the movie was busy. I don't think that was her word, but the movie moved from the time it began to the time it ended. You didn't need to see anything. You knew what was going on, but no, nothing graphic. So then I changed my mind and I made the decision to go see it. So we went to go see it. And she was correct 100%. From the time the movie began until the time the movie ended, it was on the move, and it was interesting, and you were pulled in. I say the same as her. I recommend that everybody go see it. It's educational. It's eye-opening. It's, I don't want to be one of those people that says, I'm not going to say this because I'll give it away. I'm going to give it away. So, the takeaways for me are, at the beginning of the movie, it shows when the kids were taken, it's almost like the father basically handed them to the bad side because he wanted his daughter wanted to be famous or whatever. And so he literally brought his children to this place and entrusted them, and he left. And we all know what happens when you leave and you come back 8 hours later. Your kids are gone. So big mistake right there. But again, I could never knock a parent because I've sure made my mistakes. But what got me most at the beginning of the movie was that your children are being watched. You don't know it, but your children are being watched. And that really pulled me in because, mainly because I have 9 grandchildren now. And when I was raising my children, I was cautious with my children, but I never felt like the way you feel today, like I feel today. If I was raising children today, I believe I'd have a fenced-in yard that you can't see. I would not let my children play in the front of the yard unless I was sitting out on my porch and I was carrying. And I'm not exaggerating, I'm not. Because I don't play with my children's lives. You don't get a second chance if your children get taken. And you know that whatever happens to them is not good. So I would raise my children different. Like I had a fenced-in yard at I think both of my homes. But, one was a stainless steel fence. You could see through it. And the other one was a wooden fence, so that was okay. But like I said, the world wasn't like it is now 30 years ago. So your children are being watched. Your children are being watched when you don't know that they're being watched. You have no clue. Like the little girl that was taken was being watched for a while. Someone knew her talent. Someone played on that, and that's how they got her, and that's how they got her father. And the little brother was just part of the package. But, so if your children excels in things, you think that maybe they're just being watched by scouts or, the good guys. And that is so far from the truth. That's not always true at all. And that was, for me, really eye-opening. Like I said, if I was raising children today, I would do this totally differently. If my children were exceptionally talented in certain areas, I would be on such a high alert. And I would be trained and I would carry. So anyway, that was one of my takeaways. The movie, to me, the reason I think it's worth seeing is not just for the educational purposes and for us to know what's going on out there and to, because a lot of people don't believe that we have a trafficking problem, and we do. And it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on politically. I am trying my best 100% to not do this in my YouTube channel because I don't want to get into that. I just want this to be something that I do for stress release, fun, educational, to help, whatever. I don't want to get into what affiliation I am. So no matter what we are in our lives as believers, not believers, Republicans, Democrats, whatever, I think we can all agree that we all love children. We don't want children harmed. We want the best for our children. We want to protect our children. So educating the people who aren't aware that there is a problem is a good thing. Seeing that people are watching our children, I think, is good because it never occurred to me how our children are being watched. And they're being watched for a while. And that's how they're getting taken. So that was eye-opening. These children are taken out of the United States. The United States is the biggest use of children, trafficking-wise, which was pretty sad. I mean, a lot of stuff goes on outside of the country. If they get these kids outside of the country, you getting them back is next to nil, and they use them till they die, whatever breed. It's just horrifically sad. But I thought the movie was very well done, very well acted. It wasn't triggering to me at all as a sexual abuse survivor. It wasn't triggering to me. It didn't anger me. It made me incredibly sad for today's people who choose to have children. I feel like our world isn't the safe, wonderful world that, a lot of us have come to believe or hope for. It's just incredibly sad because if this were to happen, like I said, if these children are taken, your likelihood of getting them back are next to none. I take a water break. So, for all that, it's worth seeing. Okay, the other thing that I absolutely loved about this movie, the movie gave hope. A ton of hope. A ton of hope. This was based on a true story, so the ending is wonderful. It's good. And like I said, it gives hope. There's a lot of rescuing going on. There's a lot of awareness going on. There's a lot of changing going on. And the more people that see this, the more we're aware. We can even help look out for other people's children. We can look out for the bad guys. We can step in if we need to. So that was good. So the movie gives hope. The ending is good. Your children are being watched. And my final takeaway from this movie was the ending. Now, those who know me, I cry if the sun comes up. So I don't want to cry. But the ending hit me right in my gut because, and this is a giveaway. I'm going to give it away, and I'm sorry. But it hit me so hard because as a sexual abuse survivor, not a trafficking, but I still was violated. The ending, this girl's attitude, the way they portrayed it, God darn this, I don't want to cry. It hits you right in the heart. And I'm hoping that other people pick this up. And maybe only people pick it up that have been violated in some way. I don't know. But the movie begins with a certain scene. And the movie ends with the girl in the scene again, going right back to where she was in the beginning. And to me, that showed and portrayed her determination. It was like, I mean, she was only 9 years old, but I believe she was 9. Her attitude was, this was done to me, but I'm going back to my life. I'm not going to let this be my life for the rest of my life. She went right back to where she was when she was taken. And that is so powerful in itself. The movie is worth that to me. Because I remember feeling that as a little girl. I remember thinking to myself so many times, not just when my dad was molesting me, but when my parents were abusing us, beating us, not feeding us. There were so many things that they did to us that messed with self-esteem and whatever. But I remember feeling as a young girl that, okay, you have this time, you have me now, but you're not going to have me forever because I'm going to grow up and I'm going to get older and I'm going to get out of here. And so take what you want to take now. But once I'm out of this, it's over. And so I don't know where that attitude comes from. For me, I believe it came from God. I believe that was how he kept me and how I kept strong and determined. And that was what this little girl had. She had such determination and will and strength. And for me, that is how anyone who goes through anything catastrophic survives. We have got to pull this inner strength up. And somehow we got to find it. And we may stall. She stalled a bit. Like when she returned to the scene, she was hesitant and she stalled. And you could tell she was thinking twice about doing. I think she was playing drums and she was hesitant to do that. And then she just went in full force. But, that she was thinking about what was done to her and what she went through and how horrific it was. But then that determination grew. And so I encourage anyone who has been trafficked or sexually abused in any way, maybe any abuse of any type, to see this movie, because those of us who have been harmed as children, we need to find that inner strength in us. We need to pull it out. We need to pull it up. We need to grow. We need to move forward. We need to get off the Ferris wheel. We need to stop going round and round and letting these people that have harmed us keep harming us, even after they're done harming us. Why should my mom and dad have had any more time in my life than they had from the ages of 9 to 11? And then my dad came after me again at the age of 15, and that's when I ran away, because at 15 I was well aware you can get pregnant and all that stuff. So basically, he messed with my life from the age of 9 to 15. And Why should he get any more than that? He had enough. And I believe these children were trafficked for, I think it was a minimum of 6 months. What was done to them way surpasses anything that ever could have happened to me. Trafficking, you're talking about multiple abuses every single day, most likely, by multiple men, sometimes probably multiple men at one time. You're violated in every way you can be. The other thing, too, that struck me is during one of the scenes, the guy that ended up getting the girl, who, they like claim these kids as their own, but you get so your vision of love and safety and protection is so skewed as a child. Like, this guy acted like he was her rescuer. He loved her. He cared for her, her protector. And it was the farthest thing from the truth, because then a minute later he's violating her. But how damaging that is to a young child to grow up thinking, so you have to come out of that too. You have to come out of, what real love really is, what God intended sex to really be like, what really caring for you is, what protecting you is. It's just, there's so much more than just the sexual act. There's just so much more. But anyway, gosh, I lost my train of thought again. There's just so much. There's just so much, and this just pours a lot out of me. But anybody who's been victimized as a child, that's what happens to us. Everything is skewed, everything. And you have so much work to do. But it still goes back to, don't let anyone take from you more than they've already taken. Once you're out of that situation and you're returned back to a rather normal existence, what is normal in our world today, then it is time to do the work. Grieve, be angry, prosecute if you have to. In a sexual trafficking case, I guess I don't know the answer to that one. The people that probably do it probably never get caught. In my case, I think I had shared, I decided not to press charges because back in my day, not much was really done. There was still a lot of shaming the victim going on. There wasn't an understanding of, incest and that kind of stuff. And when I was told, like when I went down to the jail and I was told that I would have to testify and talk about everything that happened, I decided it was not worth my time. I did not want to relive and rehash what I had been through and have those visions and pictures in my mind. So for me, God can deal with my perpetrators. But I can't believe how I just go off like this. So anyway, go see it. I gave away some major points in the film. But overall, you will be educated. You will be, I hate to say the word entertained. It's not the right word. You will be educated. It's a good movie. It's very well done, very well acted, informational, hopeful. The ending is amazing. And I absolutely loved how the determination in that little girl's face and body, to me, it just came out of her, and it was so inspiring. And I think any girls who are going through, if they've been violated in their life, and it doesn't just have to be if you were sexual trafficked, if you were violated by someone in your life that you trusted, go see this movie and know that you're not alone. Our boat's full. Our boat is full. That was a big thing for me too that helped me, is the boat is full. And so you can do this. You can overcome this. What's done to our body, to me, is smaller than what is done to our mind. It takes longer to heal our minds, our brains, and our minds and stuff. But anyway, I'm rambling as usual. I'm off on a tangent, whatever. This is what I do. Please go see the movie. If you do go see the movie, or if you have seen the movie, share what you think. Share if you think I've missed something. Share if you think I didn't touch on something, or maybe you agree with what I felt about the movie. Oh, I wanted to add this. Since the movie's come out, yes, I'm aware of the criticism. I'm aware of those that are conspiracy theorists saying that Mr. Ballard and James Casivio, whatever, are in on sex trafficking and they're making money off this movie and all we're doing is supporting that. My thought on that is this. If so, God will deal with them. Bottom line is, if this movie helps one victim, saves one child, educates one person, it's worth it. So if they're bad guys, let them be bad guys. I could care two cents. I don't care. I'm tired of everybody doing that when anything comes out. It's always, if you guys only knew, what you're really doing is you're supporting the bad guys. I don't care anymore. Look at what good can come out of this movie, what is already coming out of this movie. Like for me as a survivor of sexual abuse, that determination and fighting spirit in that little girl empowered me. If it empowered me, it's going to empower other girls, other victims, boys, girls, whatever. It's going to empower them, the determination and the will to survive and overcome. So I say to those spreading this stuff, even if it's true, let it go. Let it go. Look at what good can come out of this. And that's what I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to end my little video with that. The Sound of Freedom. Please go see it. Share if you have what you think. If you recommend it. And have a good week. And or a few days, I'm trying to make more videos and stay on top of this YouTube thing. Send up a little prayer for me with my stupid poison ivy, because quite frankly, I'm tired of it. Like I said, I just go from one thing to another. I just got done with gout, and now I've got this. And I get like a few days break, and then I'm battling something else again. And, I sit here and I think, is this how cancer patients, some of us, pass? Because we just grow weary. We just grow weary of a fight. I mean, everything is a fight. Like, I can't get a mosquito bite without suffering. I'm tired of it. A mosquito bite turns into like a major infestation for me. And I'm just tired of it. And I think my immune system is good, but maybe it's weak. I mean, I'm going on 12 years of dealing with this. So send up a little prayer that this poison ivy cease and get off my body. Or if you know of any tips too. I did go to the doctor and all I got was prednisone and hydrocortisone cream. So, and cold compresses for my swollen eyes. But anyway, have a great few days. I will be back soon. Share your thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Share my channel. I am trying to grow, and I appreciate all the support. And I'm so grateful for all of you that come back and leave me comments and share your lives with me. I really, truly am grateful. It means the world to me. I'm telling you, I have a great family. I can't deny that. I have a great family. My kids are wonderful. But I do miss just daily companionship of just women, which I've shared before. So when I get interaction with any of you, it's just wonderful. It's powerful. It's wonderful. It's usually how I begin my day, and it's how I end my day. So I appreciate all. Have a great day.